You've been producing a few films here and there, I've seen, but you have The Unknown Country, correct? That
Yes.
one is getting started. It's premiered a few places, but it's premiering here in the Black Hills in Spearfish, where one of the parts were filmed. So I guess, do you want to tell me a little bit about how Spearfish was kind of chosen to be a part of The Unknown Country?
Yeah, so we've been doing film festivals for the last year, but we have our big theatrical release coming up. It's opening in New York and Los Angeles at the end of next week. But first, we're showing it to the community here where I am in Spearfish, where we shot probably about 70% of the film actually. And we kind of cheated a lot of the areas in and around Spearfish for other parts of the country because it's such a beautiful place and has yeah, so we chose Spearfish. I ended up here for my husband's work around 2016, and I fell in love with a lot of locations in and around Spearfish, and I met a lot of people here who inspired the story for the film, and they are also in the film, along with Lily Gladstone, who is the star of Killers of the Flower Moon, coming out in October, Scorsese's new film, and Raymond Lee, who's the star of Quantum Leap. So there's a lot of local people from Spearfish that are in the film with them, and we built the story with them.
Yeah, and you're in Spearfish currently. So I guess when people are kind of watching this movie, the one question I was wondering, how are we going to feel this character's story as we go through? Especially I feel like we're going to be able to relate so much more as we see some iconic buildings from the Northern Hills.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, it's basically The Unknown Country is a road trip movie. So, and it's told through Tana's journey, Lily Gladstone, and so she stops at a lot of local Spearfish places, at Valley Corner, at Bell's Motor Lodge, and the other local gas stations and restaurants, and so she sort of meets these people, a waitress who, unfortunately, Pam Richter, who's since passed away during COVID, up in Deadwood, and she interacts with these people, and they kind of guide her on her journey that eventually ends in Texas. It's a very personal story, and we really tried to do our best to show the beauty of these places and these people locally. So I hope that comes across to the people watching.
Yeah. I definitely think it's very interesting too how you include the Native American culture as a part of it, making a stop even through, it looks like the Badlands.
Yeah,
I guess, why was that kind of a important part of telling this story?
Yeah, so when I was originally figuring out what this movie was, I genuinely had no idea what I was doing, and I was kind of making it up on the fly, to being honest. And so it was really the people that I was meeting that kind of influenced what the story would be. I was just road tripping a lot alone, and I wanted to tell the story of a young woman traveling alone. And then, but I didn't know what that looked like. And then I met Lainey Bearkiller Shangru. She plays Tana's cousin in The Unknown Country, and her extended family plays Tana's family. And so the friendship that sort of blossomed between Lainey and I, as I was talking about this film, she had the suggestion, oh, well, have you thought about making maybe the main character Native? And at the same time, I'd seen Lily Gladstone in Certain Women and had fallen in love with her. I thought that I couldn't really picture who that main character was. And then I got really focused on Lily. And so everything sort of clicked. And then Lainey and her family really ended up having, creating a lot of that story within the film. And so that's how, and I really like working that way, collaborating story-wise with the people I'm making it with. That's what I love. So they kind of guided that. And we're also working on a new film together that we're shooting this weekend with them. So yeah, we kind of
definitely. Well, thanks for joining us, Morrisa. I appreciate that. Can't wait to see what the film turns out to be when it premieres in Spearfish.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
The Unknown Country will premiere in Spearfish on Tuesday, July 25th. Now, you can check out our website later to get tickets and potentially meet the cast and crew. Malta is working on another film in looking for Indigenous extras. If you want to get involved, here's what to do. Just reach out to Morrisa at thejazzyfilm@gmail.com, saying if you want to be a part of a burial scene in Kyle on Sunday or a funeral scene on